Hey, what's up guys, this is Ray and welcome to Asian Filmist. And the movie we'll be talking about today is the 2011 South Korean film Sunny. This movie is directed by Kang Hyung-Chul and stars Shim Eun-Kyung and Ho-Jeong. And so the basic story of Sunny, it's about a middle-aged woman who comes across one of her childhood friends from their high school days, and turns out she is quite ill and she's in the hospital. And so this woman decides to carry out one of her last wishes, and that is to reunite their group of friends from high school, of which the group name is Sunny. And with that premise, we get actually two timelines in which the story is taking place in. We get one story that takes place in the 1980s and one story that takes place in modern times. So let's talk about the positives and negatives of Sunny. First, the positives. I absolutely loved every single actor's performance in this movie. Everyone's characters were charming, were fun, and you just couldn't help but fall in love with everyone's charisma. Each character was well written, and in typical ensemble cast fashion, every member in Sunny has their own unique personality. Like, you get a strong leader who would defend her friends without a breath of hesitation. You get the girl who has the potty mouth. You get the awkward transfer student. There's a whole bunch of characters in this group. And with these types of movies, it's easy to choose a favorite and stick with them to the end of the story. Of course, my favorite was the awkward transfer student, the lead character played by Shim Eun-Kyung. She was so awkward that it was cute and memorable. I think this is the first movie I've seen Shim Eun-Kyung in, and you could see that she had quite a lot of potential in this movie. She went on to do movies such as Miss Granny, which was also fun. I also enjoyed the self-aware humor that was prevalent in the story. This movie pokes a lot of fun at K-pop and even Korean drama cliches that we all know and love but can't help but watch a Korean drama to experience. Like, there are a couple of scenes where the main character's mom is in the hospital and she's watching some drama on TV with the other patients. They're watching silently and they're making bets. They're calling out on the next plot twist. Like, oh yeah, of course she's sick. Oh yeah, of course they're siblings. And I enjoyed how the story, which took place in the 1980s, used not only a lot of period accurate costumes in their characters, but also some events and happenings that were occurring at the time to really paint this picture and background of which our main characters' stories are taking place in. And these events, sometimes our main characters would confront directly. The music was also quite fun. I particularly liked the music, which was played during the 1980s story. They were all kind of old school jams that were popular at the time. And the movie used its music and also the events that happened in the 1980s to really bring this sense of nostalgia. Now, I feel like actual Koreans would feel more nostalgic about the events and references in the story than someone like me would, but I was still able to enjoy the references and enjoy the movie nonetheless. And so let's move on to the negatives. First, I felt some characters out of the main group of Sunny didn't really get enough love as far as character development or screen time. I think there are about 7 girls total in the group, but we really only get to know about maybe 3 or 4 of them. I'm sure that was a sacrifice worth making because you don't want to clutter the story with too many characters and too many narratives, and instead you want to focus on a smaller group, but it would have been nice to know more about these other characters. And lastly, I thought the ending was too sweet. I mean, the movie ends with a tragic event, but the aftermath of that, I felt it was too sweet, it was too perfect, it was too happy. I don't know. Like, I felt that everything just ended perfectly for each of the characters. But I guess it's okay if you want to watch a movie that's meant to make you feel good and happy and at the same time nostalgic. And that being said, what did I think of Sunny overall? Even to this day, I absolutely love the story. It's a beautiful story about friendship that lasts throughout the years, no matter how much time you spend apart. This movie is about not only keeping those friendships and reuniting with his friends, but also checking in to see how each of your friends have come along and grown. In the 1980s timeline, each of the characters have their own dreams, have their own goals that they wish to fulfill, and then you cut to modern times and you see how those dreams have turned out, if they actually follow through with what they had dreamed of doing. And it kind of hits you. You kind of remember, you kind of reminisce about the dreams you had as a child, or at least as a high school student, and then you come to think, you know, what have I done to really fulfill those dreams? Have I fulfilled those dreams? I mean, I admit, when I was a child, maybe around the time I was in junior high school, I wanted to be a pro wrestler. I mean, I just love The Rock that much. And so obviously I didn't follow through with those dreams, but you know, here we are. But do I recommend this movie? Indeed, I do. It's one of those movies, especially if you're new to Korean cinema, it's definitely a must-watch for you to fall in love with the cinema of this country. Sunny features a nice balance of humor, of charm, with drama, and even some action. It features lovable performances all around, and it's a story that will stick with you for years to come, even after you've watched it. And another thing regarding Sunny that I'm quite excited for, if you haven't seen my most anticipated Japanese films of 2018 video, I mentioned that Japan is remaking Sunny. Now usually remakes are, but the names and talent behind the Japanese remake of Sunny, I'm really excited for. It's directed by One Hitoshi, who's made some quite entertaining movies these past few years. And while this original Korean version of Sunny features a lot of references to events in Korean history, I want the Japanese version to do the same, but refer more to Japanese events, Japanese culture, etc. But going back to the Korean version of Sunny, do I recommend this movie? Yes, I certainly do. Definitely check it out if you haven't the chance. And yeah, those are my thoughts on Sunny. What did you guys think, or what kind of questions did you guys have? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow on Facebook and Twitter and all the good stuff. And once again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Take it easy.